This man had snapped. He was beating a coworker. Yet no one around tried to stop him. Instead, everyone was cheering him on. But in reality, he forced a smile. He didn't want to lose his job over this, so he turned to someone else, asking about how the machine worked. The engineer snapped at him, fearing he'd get fired. A coworker quickly stepped in to smooth things over and led Richard away. At lunch, the coworker told him the factory had a hierarchy, and you could see it clearly. At the dining table, the ones at the front were managers, then floor supervisors, and finally the engineers. As skilled workers, the engineers were a bit arrogant, but everyone respected them. The best among them was Richard, the black man he'd greeted earlier. He'd worked day and night for 15 years, hoping to become a manager. Even his apprentice had made it to manager, but he was still just a technician. Many felt it was unfair for him. That's why the engineers hated it when someone asked them about the machines. But Richard didn't want to keep sweeping floors forever. He was determined to move up the ranks. With no other choice, he mustered up the courage, took a Mexican taco, and approached the engineer. The engineer was drawn to this exotic food, so Richard got to sit across from him. From then on, he stuck close to the engineer. He even started noticing issues and warning the engineer. When he saw burnt potato chips, Richard suspected the heat was too high, but the engineer thought it was normal. After all, those chips would just be thrown away anyway. Richard couldn't help but complain.
People always try to throw away the brown ones.
The engineer took him to the highest spot in the factory.
Tell you which machine, belt, drum, valve, or motor that's off.
Richard tried, but he couldn't hear a thing. I'll teach you, then you will.
You ain't a nobody, son.
That meant he'd officially become the engineer's apprentice. The engineer explained the machines to him, and Richard seized the chance. He arrived at the factory earliest every day to learn how to operate them, stayed late to study machine malfunctions. With the engineer, hard work always pays off. Even though Richard was a janitor, he was named the factory's outstanding employee. But fate played another trick on him. In 1981, the country fell into a recession. The factory had few orders, and many employees were laid off. Richard's dream of a promotion was shattered, until one day, his son frowned as he ate grilled corn. It was far too spicy for him, but he still said he loved it. That spicy taste made him crave more. It hit Richard then. People loved spicy food now. He'd make spicy potato chips and become a millionaire. Richard bought big bags of chips to take home. His wife was worried. They still had this month's living expenses and rent to pay, but she'd been with him for half her life and decided to trust him anyway. They started buying all kinds of chili peppers, testing which one tasted best. The first batches of spicy sauce weren't good spicy. They were so hot they made their mouths burn. People at the factory were also researching spicy sauce, but they used artificial additives. Richard, though, believed only real ingredients could make that perfect spicy flavor. The whole family tried every type of chili pepper to coat the chips evenly with sauce. He made a simple roller. Finally, they put the last batch of spicy chips they'd made in front of their youngest son.
Burns good or burns bad? It burns